We are at Sturdi-built manufacturing. We're loading up a greenhouse. This greenhouse is being shipped to the Bay Area, and decided to document the whole shipping and receiving and installation process. We've already loaded the greenhouse. It's being tied down, and we will catch it at the other end in Palo Alto. See, we received the greenhouse, and now we're going to uncrate. We're going to start with the end walls here. We're going to cut the film off, and we're going to take the boards off of this side. Well, as you can see, we've received the greenhouse, gotten it off the truck, uncrated the end walls first, showing you the technique for that, uncrated the rafters, the sidebars, the long pieces, the ridge rail, and the eaves and sills. And next thing we're doing is kind of staging things so that we can put sections together and start the staining process. To me, this is one of the nicest parts of the whole greenhouse and projects. This is the door, so we're going to uncrate it and take a look and see what we got in here. It's a nice looking, all redwood door that we make, and so it's kind of a work of art, I think. I've laid out the parts here for a wall section. Have the sill down at this end, there's the eave at this end. They were packaged together, and I have a couple of sidebars I'm going to put on. In the hardware box is this little sample of what we're building, just to get an idea of what we're trying to line up. And the important things to line up are the glass, grooves, and shoulders. So just like in the shop, we're going to put this together real quick. Now that we have most of it uncrated, start staining a few things. We're going to stain the door. The stain that we've chosen to use is Super Deck. And then the first thing I like to do is take a brush of some kind and just kind of sweep off the dust and stuff that we have gotten on it. Okay, so we're ready to start putting the stain on. I like a couple of brushes, like a 2.5 inch angle brush for the stuff next to the glass and tight places, and a bigger brush. This is 3 inch, but I've used a 4 inch before too, to get the bigger surfaces. And staining the smaller parts first, then we'll get the big end wall at the end of the process. Final part of the staining process is the bar caps. The bar caps are the trim pieces that fit on the outside of the glass, and so it's real important to get these well covered because they're the ones that take the brunt of the weather. The bar caps come all in one crate. Just to give you an idea of how they come shrink wrapped together, and then we label each bundle. The bar caps are also one of the parts you can use to test the stain. We've got these parts right here that are upside down. They will not show, and so you could do a lot of stain testing on this side of the bar cap if you want to get an idea of what it's going to look like. And just when you think you're done with all the staining parts, don't forget to look in the hardware box. There's usually a few parts in here that need to get stained. On this particular Trillium, we have a couple of gussets. We have the fascia blocks and a board for mounting the fan. So we'll get those two while we have our stain out there, and then we're going to move on to the next step. Michael's putting the floor in. Bricks on sand makes for great floor. Water can drain through, and also soak that floor down in the summertime, create a little humidity. And like I said, it's great to get this done before the walls and the sections of the greenhouse are up, as you can work from all sides. Got the top on the side wall. We're just going to screw it together at the top corner. I'll put the screw fairly close to the outside edge because it'll get covered. base wall is done, and we'll start putting up the wall sections. We've taken the pallets off, the glass crates off the pallet, and at this point we're at the point where we're going to put a piece of glass in above the door. So we're going to glaze the above door glass on a Tudor and a Trillium like this. You put that in before you put the greenhouse up. On all the rest of our models, you put the glass in later. We have test fit the glass to make sure it fits right, and now we're going to put some caulking on and place it in. Leave the printed side out. That's the side that goes to the weather. Very important because that has the UV coating on it. And so we're going to leave that on there. Back. Put the U-channel on the end. And we will run a bead of caulking. Not up in the groove, but along the edges. Like we did with above the window. And down along the bottom, there's a little channel down there for some caulk. Now we know its surface goes out. Peel the rest off. Put the top edge all the way in and make sure it goes all the way to the top. Real important to get it nice and tight there. Set it down and pull the U-channel down into the caulk at the bottom. And once you have the U-channel pulled all the way down, there should be about a 1/4 inch gap. And that's to allow for expansion and contraction. Door fits well. Screwing everything together. And next thing will be glazing. Start at the top, a little bit of an angle, push it down in. People get a little disturbed when they hear the edges of the glass. Bayless automatic vent openers, I like to put the bracket on the bottom first and then get that centered and put up here because it will hold itself up, as you can see now. And then we get the upper part lined up. And it's handy to have a long bit like this or to use a long screwdriver. Okay, now that we have the vent opener mounted, we put on the adjusting screw. Here, you can see the condensation gutter goes at the eave, and we just want to make sure we line up the drain tube with one of the sidebars.